fuck's sake. Video. YouTube's gonna ban me. What is the poll question today? What is the poll question today? What is the poll question? What's up, Turner? What's up, Grass? Trudge? Mrs. T? Speaking of which, I gotta turn. What the hell's going on? What is going on with my stupid stuff here? God bless America. All right. Are we connected now? Are we good now? Maybe? Yes? No? We're back? All right. I look away for 2 seconds. The damn thing goes, "Meh, we don't work now." Hey, Matthew, what's going on? And yes, I like the hat too. Let's see. What should the poll question be today? How about to Dino Nugget or Pizza Roll? Right? Right? All right. If this acts up again, I'm switching back to cellular data because I got full bars on my Wi-Fi connection, so this shit better work. Be annoying. Still working? Thanks, Matthew. I like it too. Make sure I'm not blowing a bunch of white smoke at the neighbor's house here. Not working. Okay, that gets hot quick. Man. Pizza rolls don't even have a foot on some nuggets, right? Bandsaw? Bandsaw is very important. Yes. That's actually what we're going to be doing today. We are going to do some bandsaw work. And then we're going to do some sanding. With the sanding machine here. You put table saw. Table saw works too. If I had to start over right now, like I lost all my tools and I had to start over, I'd probably get a table saw first, right off the bat. Because I can do a lot with a table saw. Okay. So, I need a drink because, well, it's me, and I don't know, Turner might lose a hand. Who knows? might lose a hand. I could see him losing a hand. He'd figure out a way to make it happen. Oh, let's see. Let's do this blue one today. Yeah, it's a bush tonight. It's already in the door. Hello, my name is Steven. Welcome to Woodworker Anonymous. You can have variety in your diet. What kind of sauce are you going to use for your dino nuggies? Hey, Cleveland, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it, guys. Rigby! Rigby I don't know, whatever stupid-ass name you got. No. No, but go ahead and hit that thumbs up button since you had to come in here and make me see you're stupid. Appreciate that. And if you don't like the hat, you can fuck off, because I like the hat. Oh, bye, Rigby. Rigby I. Whatever the fuck. However you pronounce that shit. Stupid ass name. Ranch dressing was invented by an Alaskan. I kind of want to keep the hat on now, just to see if I can get more people to be annoyed by it. Oh, where'd everybody go? Nuts. Oh, well. I am still up, right? Everybody must have been like, nope, don't like the hat, I'm leaving. Yeah. Alright, so I need to change the blade on the bandsaw so that I can do curves. Eggs and random leaves, right? Yeah, I like it too. This is really close to my favorite color. Also, boom! Look at it. Look at it. It's super close to matching my shirt. Your numbers. Yeah, it says 0. You people are literally here talking. Yeah, well. Oh, now it says 1. Now it says 2. We're getting there. We're getting there to it being more accurate. What is stop phone? This thing. How did I fill this thing up with sawdust? I didn't even use it. Oh, from the planer. The planer must have blown sawdust straight into my bandsaw. That's funny. Hey, Hinton, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it, bud. I'm gonna get this hat so covered in sawdust. Good Lord. I'm gonna get it covered in sawdust. What's up, Virgo? Yeah, it's like 40 degrees here. Dino Nugget Chicken Parm? Hell yeah. There's a video that I've seen, I think it was on Instagram, of a guy. He made Dino Nugget Chicken Parm. I believe that's what he made. His wife yelled at him. It's also colder in here than it is outside. So that's why the heat's on. But to be fair, it was snowing this morning. Tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful. Now, tomorrow, I have to run to the store and pick up some plywood sheets and some other stuff because I have to do some laser work for a local wrestling team. So It's gonna. I have to get that done. I try to do those as often as I can, even though they're on short notice. So we may take a break. We probably will take a break tomorrow from this build, just so I can get the sheets cut down to. Excuse me, to get them on the laser and stuff and get that process going. So. Yeah, right? Now, I'm pretty sure that was 100% staged because that guy does some off-the-wall stuff, and like I think that's their whole shtick. Yeah. But if I ever made chicken parm with dino nuggets, the only acceptable response is thank you. Do I know Gabe owners? Not to my knowledge. I don't know. I know like 4 people that are named Gabe, and I only know one of their last names. So, also, hello, Landon. How you doing? Thanks for coming. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to change out the bandsaw blade because I got the 3/4 inch blade on here, and you can't make curves with that very well. So we're gonna swap this out real quick. We're gonna readjust all the settings, and then we're going to see if we can't trim a finger or something. My adjuster buried underneath there. That's a good place for it. Thanks, Rigid, for making that super easy to get to. Appreciate that. Oh, that is all the way back. Okay. I'm just running all my adjusters back so that way they're easier to set up because the next blade is going to be obviously thinner. Could make the long straight cut spurs. I could. That'll be on the table saw where I have more control. Alrighty, Urgle, that's awesome. I'm glad you can hang out. Cheers, buddy. Alright. So. Should take. Oh. I need Phillips. Nailed it. Okay. Get that out. Come here. Throw that on the floor. Hey. Stop getting stuck on everything. Feed that out through the slot. Yoink. Still half hung over. There was just half full. Situated. There we go. Get this back. All right. Do we want a 3/8 blade? Do we want a 1/4 blade? That 3/8 is kind of dull. Let's use a new 3/8. Vertical needed a break. Gonna get the field planted so you can fish? Hell yeah. Priorities. So we're going to use a 3/8 blade with 6 teeth per inch. That should be sufficient for this cherry. That should be more than good enough. So you only finished a half of a handle of jack. Also, yes, look. So the easy way to fold your saw blades, I know you can't see it, is to stand on the end, right? Stand on one end, grab your saw blade, and bring your hands, like curl your hands together, right? Grab it on the ends and just curl them together while you're standing on it. And allow it to just coil. You'll get 3 coils out of it. Just in case anybody was wondering. Super easy way to do it. Alright, let's get this fed through the table. Okay. Make sure my teeth are going the right way. Teeth down. Okay. Get that fed there. Yeah. Wrap around here. Throw that on the ground because that was clearly useless. Push this back towards the center of my wheel, because we will do all of our tracking from up here. But we want the teeth, the bottom of the teeth, right? So the teeth are shaped, they're pointy. So where the bottom of it is between the teeth, you want that to be right about the middle of your upper wheel. Right. And tension this a little bit. Make sure we're at least on everything. Yeah, pretty good. Run it up to the 3/8 tension mark. And we'll spin. Readjust our tracking. Lock that down. Now you don't want your upper bearings or your lower bearings or whatever blocks you have. You don't want them to hit the teeth. You want them behind the teeth because the teeth, they're not in a straight line. They do this. Okay. Bloop. I know you guys can't see this. I'm just trying to get this done real quick so that we can move on to our actual work today. Wrong one. We had to tighten this one. Much easier to do when you take the table off. Just saying. Alright. That's pretty good. Roll this over. That bearing catches a little bit, but I don't think we're going to worry about that. Move our little blocks in. Drop our blade in, make sure everything is tight. Don't want anything coming loose on us and chewing up a brand new blade. Hey Richard, how you doing? Welcome back, Dick. Welcome back. Ah, fuck's sake. Kids will be kids, I suppose. You know, it's really easy to just not be a douche. Number one fan? Clearly. Well, I gotta say, you are the first one that's been this dedicated to coming in here and being a dick every day. I'm kind of here for it. There. Let's fire this up. Make sure our tracking is good. Nothing's rubbing anywhere. I think we're doing good. You're number 2? Applebee's or Denny's? Listen, Dick. I don't know that I can handle you today, but I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Trudge number 2. Alright, move that out a little bit so we got a little extra room. Let's get this stuff put away. Put our 1/2-inch blade in the 3/8-inch bag. I don't have a 1/2-inch bag. This blade I got to send out to get sharpened. This is pretty beat up. There. You'll stop. Carlos, we're working on making a bassinet. A swinging, rocking bassinet. Today, we're going to try to cut this shape out. All right. Just going to make one small change. Nice, Trudge. Nice. I'm going to make one small change. I'm going to take the very top circle portion. I'm going to move it up about 1 inch. And then I'm going to travel that. I'm going to trace that down so this has a little bit of a longer neck. It shouldn't take but a few minutes. But I do need to measure to make sure I stay in the center. Alright. Moved my little nub up about 1 inch. So we're going to run this a little straighter. We're going to bring that up to here. That up to there. And I think we're going to go ahead and draw our curve for the bottom real quick. So we're going to take a piece of scrap wood here that I can get a little bit of a curve in. And that is going to be the curve for our bottom. Bring you guys over here to show you what I'm doing. Saber saw. We're going to use the bandsaw. I just changed the blade out real quick. So what we're going to do is, so this piece of wood here is a little bit flexible, right? And we just want a little bit of a curve here from point to point. From there to there. So that'll give us, it looks off. It doesn't look right. Hang on. Hang on. It was this upper one. There we go. Right? Yep, the upper line. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this on one end, and I'm going to get my bow, and then I'm going to clamp it on the other end. Well, I'm going to clamp it on one end, I'm going to pull it down and clamp it on this end, so that should keep our bow in there. So, here's the clamp. Here's the clamp. Also work out really well if this piece doesn't fall over. I guess I should use that side since that side's flat. Side walks just a wee bit. I move this side down a little bit. Oop, too far. The squeeze clamp would probably work out a lot better. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Now, we're actually going to come a little below that, but that will give us that will give us an idea. That's just so we don't cut past that line. It's not much of a bow, it's just a little bit. You can see it's only down about a ½ inch, which you might not be able to see it, but this would be straight across and our line is down here, right? So it's about a ½ inch in the middle. So that is how you get a bow. It works really well if your wood is if there's like a knot or something or a weak spot in it, it will typically bend more there. It will sharper bend. You're your own planer. Really need a planer to replace your trim all around the house? Oh, was Saber saw your tool? All right, I'm sorry. A planer definitely comes in handy on doing trim work. Yeah, a planer is definitely useful. Absolutely useful. Yeah, so we're going to come down here just a little bit and kind of follow that line. And in fact, just so I don't forget, we're going to mark ourselves a line. Definitely not straight, but at least we get close to it. There. Definitely not straight, but... There. I'm not going to go past that line. That'll give me room to fine-tune this edge. And I don't even know if I spelled planer right. Kind of looks like planner, but I don't know. Words are hard. All right, so I extended this up about an inch at the top. I don't know if you guys can see it. There. So up here, this top line. So that'll give us a taller like hinge portion. Yeah, that's exactly it. We're not going to hit this line at all. We're going to work our way to that line. All we're doing with the bandsaw is getting rid of the bulk of the material. That's it. And well, I guess there's nothing to it but to do it, huh? So let's put you guys over here so you can watch me cry when I mess up. Let's drop this down some. We'll go, let's go about there. Yep, 100% grass. All right, let's do it to it. Let's start with this line here. Oh no! Knocked you guys all goofy. I saw it sounded weird. I don't know why it sounded weird. Alright. We're going to knock off this big ass corner. I'm too wide. I keep hitting my throat plate over there. And this board is the right height to turn the saw off. It hits the power button. So we're just kind of whittling this down. Don't try to force the blade to turn. The blade is made out of steel. It's not going to bend. You're going to bind it and you're going to rip teeth off, or you're going to start ripping off the bands on your wheels. It's a rough shape so far. I mean, it's very rough. It's a bandsaw. The advantage here versus a handheld jigsaw. I would say smoothness of cut. But you could definitely do it with a jigsaw. What's up, James? How you doing? Creation Dust, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's really no difference between this and a jigsaw except for this isn't going up and down. It's a very smooth cut. We don't really have any tear out or anything. It's definitely not needed. I have one, so why not play with it? Alright, now, you know what, now that I think about it, while we have square edges, it would probably be a good time to lay out our tenons. We're going to have 3 of them in here that are going to hold the side panel to this panel. So that would probably be something we should do now. But I do want to shorten this piece a little bit more first. So give me just 1 second and we'll turn you guys back around here. Alright. So now, aside from the tapered edges, this will be the rough layout, right? We still have to dip down here, we have to dip down here. This all needs to be rounded over proper. The bottom here needs to be shortened up a little bit and squared up to the bottom line. But I'm debating on if we should. It would probably be just as easy to make a jig that fits to that taper. So it just goes on here and then my 3 holes are in the same spot. And as it would be to have it on here and have my holes angled. Yeah. Screw it. Let's lop the sides off. Why not? We'll use the bandsaw for it too. Hell with it. What's the worst that could happen? There's our rough shape. Okay. So we're rounded on the bottom. We have our tapered sides. And I think that's probably a decent taper, isn't it? What do you guys think? Not a half bad taper? I know it looks off in the picture, but looking at it here, it's definitely even. It's definitely even. I think. Maybe. It does look off there. I wonder if it's the angle. There we go. Maybe? Oh, maybe it's because of how I'm holding it. Yeah, I think it'll look good. Obviously, we have to do a lot of work yet, right? But yoink. But instead of sanding that giant panel, like all that wood that I now have laying on my floor right there, now this is all I have to sand, which is way better. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot of wasted effort in sanding all the rest of that. So we're going to get this kind of rough shaped out. And then I'll probably just bring the belt sander over here, set it up, and just kind of hog it out. And then get it to where I'm happy with it, and then that will become the template for the other one. We'll trace it out, cut it out. We do have to punch at some point, just so you guys know what we have to do here. We have to put at least 3 floating tenons up each side. Okay, they're going to go into the panels. That's what's going to hold the panel to the ends. We have to put a hole in the middle here. That's going to be the pin to stop it from rocking. And we have to put a hole with a keyway. It's kind of a key-shaped hole, so it'll be bigger on the bottom, and then it'll go up to a littler slot so that it can, when it goes on the little spindle thing, it can drop down and be locked in place, and that'll hold the top in. But we'll do all that stuff after. I got my mark there for the center of the circle. As long as we don't go into that line, that'll be the center. And then hopefully it'll hang straight. We may have to add a little weight to one side or something, which we can do with like a bolt or something. Depends on how much it's off. We can drill a hole, stick like a bolt in there, and then cap the hole off. If it's off a lot, we won't know that until it's sitting here in one piece. So, like next month. So I'm going to bring the little sander over here. We're going to do some kind of rough shaping with the, probably 60 grit or whatever the hell's on it. Maybe 80 grit. It's going to make quick work of this stuff. That's for sure. Mrs. F, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Is Justin's truck still broken? I didn't see him go live today. Then again, I might have either missed it or it just didn't show up for me because, reasons. Alright, switching over, I'm just grabbing my my little sander here. So, I had a Chicago Electric one, and I had it for years. And it was the exact same build, right? Just silver. And it burned up. And this one was on Amazon for a decent price. So, this is the one we're going to use. It's probably broken now. That'd be all right. So we're gonna make this stand up. Well, that's fucking really inconvenient to get to that with this plate on here. Now I haven't used this. I turned it on so I could adjust it. Actually, I don't even think I plugged it in, to be honest. Yeah, Creation. You've been thunderstruck is his channel. I don't know if you check him out or not, but he goes live like every day, pretty much most of the day, to be honest. He goes live a lot, and he does a lot of fishing. He's a cool guy. And they do a lot of fishing. Let's turn this on and see if it even works. It works. It's rather loud, but it works. Just got done eating, so fat and happy. Yeah, Julie, you can drop a link to his channel or his @ or whatever, if you like. He pops in here every now and then, but like I said, he goes live a lot, so his channel is obviously first. Steak Sandies with pan gravy? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, I kind of wish that this would be out here. It makes more sense to use it as a table. But the screw that they had provided me, like there's a hole on the side here that I can fold this up, but the bolt that they gave me they gave me 2 bolts to attach this thing, and it only works in this configuration. The bolt's too big to fit in the other hole, so. Hungry again? Let's see. We should probably clamp this to the table, huh? So it doesn't walk off. That'd probably be detrimental to its health if it strolls off the desk. Pull this out here. Put a little clamp right there. That gonna be alright? No, it's not gonna be alright. I can clamp a piece of scrap to that. Just to give it a little. Clamp a piece right there, and then I'll just clamp a piece of scrap here. One of these days it'll be mounted. Actually, I'm thinking that it's going to be on a flip cart. I'll put the planer on one side, the sander, the jointer, and the drill press maybe on the other side. That seems better. Don't see why he thinks it's weird. Ain't nothing wrong with some cornbread, milk, and sugar. All right? That's like redneck cereal. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Boy, the finish on this leaves a lot to be desired, but we don't buy the tools because of how they look. So, as long as it works, that's the only important bit. I need to work this thing back out of my way. You know what? It's way easier. Fucking move that. Way easier. I'll put you guys back here so you can look at the back of my head. Where do I begin? Now, this is not going... I have zero faith that this is going to create a flat 90-degree angle stand in here. But we don't really need that. We're going to shape it into the sides. So, we just need it to get close to the line. And we're going to utilize the curve on the top to get into that top bit. So, that is some aggressive sandpaper. Let's see what happens. It's either going to work or we're going to make a new panel. They're the only really two options. Very aggressive. A skelter Yankee. Thing's blowing a lot of dust right in my face. So we're going to put a mask on. Like the hat? there's our roughed out shape. I'm not going to take it down any closer to that line with 60 grit paper. I may do this long size yet. But there's our rough out. We do have to do some fine tuning, obviously, to make these match. But I'll take a little bit off the sides here, but not too much. Alright. Now we'll knock it down to a finer grit. That way we're not taking off so much. Because that is extremely aggressive. So give me a minute. Woo! Oh! And cover it. Just look at it. Man. So, I know one thing is this needs to be pushed back some, because this is not even with the belt. And it interferes with my ability to run across it. There we go, that should be better. Should be more gooder. Although, first impressions of this Wen tool here, other than this being annoying to get to when you want to flip it up with this table the way it is, I kind of like it. It's exactly the same as my Chicago Electric one was. The only thing I don't like is these don't have a Velcro pad on the 6-inch side. So I may pick up a foam pad for 6-inch so that I can, because once you peel this off, it's pretty well useless. So. All right, let me show you guys what we got so far. Make sure my chat's not frozen. Hey Michael, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in, man. Have a good night, Creation Dust. You do love the hat? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Not a big fan of the pom-poms, but I'm kind of okay with it. I'm going to play with it, and it's going to end up falling off. This is now the only hat that I have that has a pom-pom thing on the top. A new fidget spinner? Oh man, finally a normal stream. Uh-oh. But I try, but we are anything but normal in here. We do normal stuff. We're doing woodworking today. I mean, that's what my channel is. But today we're roughing this out. We're getting it down to pretty close to those lines there. And then down here, I'm not sure how far away from that line I want to be yet. But this is what our end panel looks like so far. There was a bandsaw belt fell on the floor. So, you know what? I mean, overall, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Up here is where we're going to punch the hole for it to hang, right? And then our side rails are gonna, our side panels are gonna come out. Our floor is gonna be down here. This is normal by this much. This much. I mean, it's April and I'm wearing a pom-pom hat. But to be fair, it's cold as shit. So. I was on my lunch break. I was hanging out with Ricker Creations, and then he ended his live, and I was just scrolling through the lives, and man, there are some strange people on at lunchtime, my lunchtime, noon for the East Coast. There are some. I thought it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. The amount of weirdness that I ran into. It's cold in the UK. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. I'm in Pennsylvania in the USA, and we're trying to think in terms of, was it longitude? Latitude? I think we're fairly close. I think. I'm not 100%. Oh yes, there's definitely some weirdness going on. Really windy and rainy? Oh man. Well, isn't it? I mean, isn't that rainy? Isn't that kind of normal for the UK? Also, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm just going to call you a UK guy. We'll just call you UK. How you doing? Thanks for coming. UK's on the level of Canada. Oh, so you're north of me just a little bit. Bummer. Yeah, really. Coplacker? Coplicker? Yeah, sawdust in my beard. My beard's all funny. Clayton? Alright, that works. I definitely won't remember that, but I can try. I'm really bad with names. Beard's all nuts. Yeah, I thought rain was pretty well the norm for the UK. I don't know, I've never been there, but I see a lot of people kind of complaining about it. Or is it just a meme on like movies and stuff? All right. What else do we want to do? So I do need to change the belt out to a finer. Can't even pronounce your name. Listen here, Grumpy. do need to change the belt out to a finer grit. Let's see, what the hell is this anyway? This is what came on it, so I have no idea. At least it's easy to change. 80 grit. Man, that was aggressive. You had good weather last week? Hey, we had good weather last week. For the most part. I mean, it was warm at least. I didn't have to have my heat on. Alright, I'm gonna get out some belts. Got a bundle of belts here I never even opened. You're walking your cat? Oh, that's cool. You can't walk on a leash? I tried to put my cat on a leash one time, and all she did was backflips and lose her mind, and I thought she was going to hurt herself, so I took it off. It is kind of rainy in the UK. You guys are like, I'm surprised you don't have like rainforests or something. I guess it's probably too cold for that. Too far north. Anyway. Her cat's calm. Mine isn't. I mean, she's fine when you leave her alone. But, like, if she wants you to touch her, that's fine. But if you just decide you're going to pick her up, she will lose her mind. Alright, so this is a bundle. I don't even know what grits it came with. I'll go all the way up to 400. I don't need that. Let me just admit, I'm just going to separate these grits out. Probably could move you guys over here, huh? What kind of cat do you have? Just yoink. Oh God. Oh God. There we go. Sorry. Oh, good Lord. You can wash yours? Holy crap. Mine gets near the water and she freaking freaks out, man. Holy cow. A bald one? Oh! One of those hairless ones. That's cool. I think they look kind of funny, but... My cat's a long hair. I don't know what kind of cat she is. She's just a mutt. Wow, so we go from 240 to 400. Good Lord. Although it's got to be a lot nicer having a bald cat, and then you don't have to worry about hair everywhere. So it looks like I got three pieces of each grit here. I just ordered these off of Amazon when I ordered this thing, because I wasn't sure what my other belts were. There's 80 grit and 60 grit. God bless it. So I don't even know if these belts are going to hold up. I don't really have a lot of hope for them, but they're usually expensive. We got lucky and she was free. Awesome. Listen, free is definitely better than expensive. Alright, so we did 80. We probably don't need to do 120. We could actually... We'll probably jump up to 150. It's still going to take off a ton of material, but we could probably jump up to 150 and be fine. With a belt, I don't think that it really matters, to be honest. Belts take off a ton of material. I don't really see the point in stepping through the grits on something like a power sander like this. Make sure my belt's going the right way. Nope, I'm going backwards. Shit. Here, put it on this one. Oh, that's nice. The release handle is actually metal, not plastic. Well, it didn't explode yet, so that's a good thing. I need to make a sandpaper holder at some point. A clean breed with a passport and chip are like $500 to $2,000. Oh wow. Yeah, I knew they were expensive, but I don't. Like I said, I don't particularly like them, so I don't ever really look into them. But I did know they were pricey. My cat was free. I had two. I've had them since they were kittens. The mother got hit by a car when she was moving the kittens somewhere, and so I picked up the 3 kittens. I managed to get rid of one, and I got stuck with 2 of them. So, but they were both great cats. My male, he got sick, and I was gonna take him to the vet, and he was just fine, and then he died. So I should have taken him to the vet. Probably could have still had him. I don't know what happened to him, but I feel really bad about it. But I need to build a sandpaper holder, hang the belts from, and all my discs. Now that I pulled all those out. Oh. All right. Hey, let's see what the pole's at here. Oh, sorry guys. This bendy neck thing is really annoying. I only have it on here so that I can angle the camera down for you guys. Let's see. So far, 56% say table saw, 21% say other, and I believe they did say so in the chat. 18% say planer, 6% say jointer. All right. I didn't expect anybody to say jointer. Jointers are usually so hated on the internet. I love my jointers, but they usually get hated on so much. Everybody's, you don't need one. Because reasons. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to change out this pad. We're just going to use this. Hopefully we can get everything we need here. So I'm going to run it through, but first I'm going to finish this sawdust drink. Chat with you guys for a minute. Oh, you know what? It's 7:45. We're probably done with power tools. It's going to take me more than 15 minutes to run through that, I think. That's okay. We can do it tomorrow. Nice coat. Thanks. It's cold here, so I usually wear my branded stuff, like my hat. I got branded hoodies, but this one's my favorite. It's broken in. It's got holes everywhere. It's well worn and comfortable. So I think we're going to stop playing with this today. We'll work on it more either tomorrow or Friday. tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to just hang out, chat with you guys like I normally do. It's whatever I'm using to fix things with because you don't have tools. All right, that's fair. Amy Joe and hi Steph. So here's what we did tonight. We got this roughed. Back up here so you guys can see the whole thing. We got it roughly shaped. We're down, it took it down to really close to the line. I moved this circle up an inch because I didn't like how low it was. But we got it pretty close to the lines, and then I changed the belt out on the sander because it was a 60 grit and they're just super, super aggressive. So now we're down to like 150, I believe. So this will be the general shape. And I think it's turning out quite nice. Yeah, I think it looks really good. I was a little apprehensive about this bit here, because when I had it drawn out, it looked a little off. But I think I kind of like it. I kind of wish I would have made this a little taller and kind of came in here more and out instead of making it kind of straight, but maybe I'll work that in just a little bit. And what's up, Last Breath? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. But we switched out to 150 grit now, and as you guys know, at 8 o'clock I don't use power tools. So unfortunately that'll have to wait till tomorrow to run that through. Is this a chopping board? No, we're making a rocking bassinet. So we're going to we have all the pieces over here and one stretcher up there on the lumber rack. One stretcher up there yet that we have to profile and mill. Well, we're going to have maple and black walnut. So it's going to be cherry rails, right? Rails are top and bottom. Maple stiles, and then black walnut panels in between the stiles. There'll be 3 black walnut panels. And we're going to cut a heart in each panel. Love the hat. Mrs. T made it for me. I don't know if she's still in the chat. It's Mary Turner. She made it for me. It's Crappy Man Jiggs' wife. Got home from picking up some beautiful cherry boards from the neighbor. Ooh, got 2 really big burls. Nice. Nice. Also, thank you, Amy Jo. I wasn't too crazy about the pom-pom thing on top, but it's kind of growing on me. Yeah, if you hang out here for a second, I'll show you a rough. This is the general idea of what we're going for here. Give me just 1 second. Thank you, Amy Jo. I appreciate that. Sorry, I got wood bits all over the ground here. So I have designed my own cradle, but I didn't want to put anyone's child in it without having a prototype. So I found the plan that Woodsmith Magazine published and decided to use its structure with some design changes. So that is the general idea of what we're building. A shadow always freaks you out when you're working. I didn't even notice it, but now I'm standing next to the door and I can see it up there. So that's the general idea of what we're building. It's going to be significantly different, but um, gives you sort of an idea. If you go back to, what was it, night before last, the live, we actually had the panels dry fit and sprayed them with rubbing alcohol. And oh, you guys are way up there. Holy cow! So that we could see the grain and stuff. I'm hoping that this weekend we can actually get the panels glued up. I'll have to do a lot of sanding first, but I'm hoping we can get the panels all glued up and, get the heart cut out, obviously. But yeah, I'm hoping this weekend the panels will be glued up. So yeah, I'm super excited for them. Like, I'm very excited. I think this whole thing is going to be my new favorite piece of anything that I've built. Very excited for it. 5 to 7. Almost making just lovely hats for me, all my friends. Oh man, that's pretty much the deal with this. Mrs. T, she's like the, I don't know, she's kind of like the dead mother of our little group, I guess. Jumping out to do some Easter shopping. Have a good night, Steph. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna be on too long. I'm gonna finish this one, have one more, and then that'll probably be the end of my night. Love mixing different woods together for contrast as well. Yep. I think maple and black walnut go really well together. I also like maple with cherry after it ages. Like cherry will get darker over time. Once it reaches its kind of max richness, okay, Steph. Once it reaches its kind of max richness there, and it's nice and deep red, I think the maple goes really well with it. But then again, cherry's my favorite, so. One was a green dinosaur. Your mom made you a dinosaur hat? And a frog? Man. Mrs. T, are you still in here? I have a request. I need an animal hat. All right, Amy Jo. Have a good night. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Last breath. Did you know if you take your if you take your cherry and you put it in the sun, I think it's like 3 weeks. It'll be its maximum darkness. Like, it'll be aged as much as it's going to age in terms of color. I too. Wait, we still talking about woodworking? Giggity. I'm sorry, Grass. I forget you're here sometimes, and you have the mentality of a 14-year-old boy. Which isn't a bad thing. Just saying. Got them sitting on the windowsill now? Yeah. Just remember to rotate them. I made the mistake of, and I lucked out, on my cherry bar top, I had something sitting on it, and it was not getting any sunlight through the window. So that spot underneath it didn't age quite the same. So I lucked out, and once I realized my mistake, it it evened out. But man, that was almost tragic. I know, Grass. I know. You wouldn't be the same if your mentality grew up any. You wouldn't be the same. Let's end our poll for the night. See what everybody put in. Here we go. No, it wasn't like a coffee ring. It was just the rest of the bar top was like darker, but the area underneath that thing that I had on it wasn't darker. It was a little bit darker than, it was, but it was really bad. So, but I lucked out, and when I moved it, and the sun hit it, it evened out. I was almost super unhappy with it. Well, with myself, not it. It didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, chat would be boring without you, Grass. I wouldn't have anybody to do the giggities. Keep us on our toes. What did Clayton? I think that was his name. What did he say here? Hey, Quagmire getting freaky. Janelle's good. She's funny too. Yeah. Yes, she is. I seen she went live, but it was like 2:30 in the morning for me. When I woke up, I had a notification from her. I tried to watch the video, but it was gone. So I imagine she just didn't like it. Oh my. So at some point here, I'm going to go back through all my lives for this build. And in the description, I'm going to put timestamps for stuff. Like, I already started writing stuff down because I don't know how to do the timestamps yet. I just started writing down times and like a title. So. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, you forgot about Stex. Or Beth. The best student in the design and technology lesson, the whole year group. The catch, I'm not the best student at the school. Hey, can't be the best at everything. Sometimes you just got to specialize in it. Congratulations, though. I don't know what guessing is. Oh, design. Oh, design. Okay, all right. I mean, let's be honest. The rest of the classes are worthless anyway. Better be careful, Grash. She's gonna yell at you. She can be mean. She's only like 4 feet tall, but man, she's angry all the time. Or she can be angry. She's not angry all the time. She can be a mean little person. Like one of those little, I think it was like a cartoon. You get the tiny little ninja guys like Yoda, flipping around, going all crazy. Oh, you'll be fine then. Never mind. All the boys behaving like chimps, nailing MDF. What's the saying? Boys will be boys. I remember. I kind of wish I would have paid more attention in school. Like if I knew then what I knew now, I'd have done something better with my life. But we each make choices and then live with them. Though I definitely would have paid a lot more attention in shop class. Because doing the woodworking thing, I don't know why I'm pointing behind me at my disaster of a mess back here, but doing the woodworking thing was definitely a learning curve. Cast iron and a knife set. Oh, Lord. You were just asking for trouble. Bottles of wine stashed away. Perfect. Perfect last breath. Perfect. I bet that would work with Steph, too. Anytime I make her mad, if I just throw a bottle, I get some of those little plastic bottles of wine, just throw one of those off into the other side of the yard or something to keep her away from where I'm fixing whatever it is that she needs me to fix. I bet it would work. She'd be like a cat running right after it. I'm just teasing you, Steph. Don't yell at me. Please. Oh my. What would life be without crazy women, though? I'm sure women say the same thing about us, too, to be fair. So, it's Wednesday. What kind of stuff do you guys got going on this week? Should have gotten the wine before I said that? Yeah. She's probably typing up a 4-page or text message to me right now. Three of those pages will probably be angry faces. There is, yeah. So I imagine that text message is just taking a while because it's so big. Giggity. There is a really cool build that I've seen that I'd like to do, I think, when I build my cabinetry here. So you guys know the... Oh, hey. That's metal. You guys know the like, people make countertops or tables where they, hit a button and this thing will raise out of it. They usually put like a TV on it. Or I seen one person made this like nice coffee table, and out of the middle of it came, like, that's where they had their like whiskey and stuff and glasses and things. Am I scared? Hell yeah. I put the diaper on and shit myself. That's fair. But I seen that somebody in their shop, they had one in their they had one of those in the back of their countertop where they hit the button and this thing comes up, and that's where they had their like whiskey and stuff for shop days or whatever. And then it just drops down and it's out of sight. Ah, great, Grass. Now she's going to bring in Bex. Now you're going to have the Stex to deal with. Hi, Janelle. How you doing? Remember the times when I was a little baby? Janelle, I seen you went live last night, this morning, but I was sleeping, so I'm sorry. I tried to watch it this morning, but it was gone. So I imagine you just didn't like it. Yeah, sawdust like In my nose. Janelle, what we did today was this. We got it roughed out. Probably get a little closer. We got it roughed out. I did raise the top about an inch. Sanded it down almost to the line. Had to change the belt out, so I got a less aggressive belt. Yeah, that's right, Grass. They are. A chopping board. It's not a chopping board. That's the end panel of the Bassinet. I mean, it could be a chopping board, really, but that's not its purpose. A spindle sander? No. I was going to get an oscillating spindle sander, and then my other one of these burned up, so I had to replace it. So for doing the curve, I was just using the top of this belt here. Oh, okay. Maybe it just wasn't up when I had looked this morning. But, so I was going to get one. It was in my cart. I was actually going to get the Wen one. Or, no, I was going to get a rigid one. But then my sander like this burned up, so this was more important than that. Just got the same sander last fall. I don't mind it. I do wish, maybe you know. So you know how these have the stick-on pads, right, on the side here? Can I put a foam, like a Velcro pad here, and then just get 6-inch sanding discs for this? Instead of the stick-on pads? Did I serve in the Army? I did not. I did not. I just, I support my country and the military that we got. It's hard to surprise the guy who's always on edge. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I can get like a stick-on Velcro pad, and then just get, you know, like 6-inch sanding discs and put them on there, like with the Velcro back. Because that would make changing out the paper a lot easier. Because, you know, once you peel off the stick-on stuff, then it's pretty well worthless. You're not going to use it for that anymore. You'll just hand use it. Threaten me with a good time. But Clayton, I believe is your name. Sergeant Grass there, he's Army. Or I should say Stex Hasways. Yeah. Yep, he's Army. He's about to retire from the Army. He's going to be living the good life. Speaking of Grass, are you going to, like, have a day job, or? Are you going to be able to retire? The disc is a pain to change. I tried that. The other disc burned out too fast. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I do. I mean, these stick-on pads, they do last quite a while. And I don't really have to change them out. I guess I just find a happy medium that I'm good with. Because, you know, these powered sanders, they take a lot of material off quickly. So, I mean, that's kind of their job, really. So, I mean, that's what I use them for. You have to wait till 60? Well, that's nonsense. So if you were active duty for 20 years, you'd collect a pension then? Or retirement pay, whatever it's called for the Army? Or would you still have to wait till 60? Man, that's kind of a... Well, I mean, at least the reservist, you still get to retire after 20 years. I mean, at least there's that. Do you still have the... Like, can you still use the VA? I know people say it's not great or anything, but... I mean... Can you still, like... Do you have to wait till you're 60 to be able to go to the VA for whatever, or do you still get that continued? I don't know anything about retiring from the military, so already using the VA benefits, perfect. I think that that military should get a whole lot of benefits. I mean, let's be honest, the country, not necessarily the people, but the country, is asking you guys to do a lot. So I think it's only right that it's paid back in kind. But that's just my opinion. So you want to go to the Air Cadets? Royal Air Force? Hey, I don't know anything about the UK military, but from what I hear, I've got a couple of buddies that are current Air Force. I think one that's retired Air Force. And those guys, man, Air Force is cake compared to any other branch. So I wonder if it's probably the same for... I'd imagine the Air Force is kind of the same for both. Like, my two of my friends that I know that are Air Force now, they are super spoiled. There's a huge difference between, like, the things they do and or at least the things they talk about, and the things like Army and Marine people talk about. Now, whether it's true or they're just propagating that kind of stereotype, I have no idea. But if you're good enough to be a pilot, then that's probably the better route to go. I don't know. I look cold. It's cold outside. Actually, I got the heat on, but I seen this sitting on my counter, and I was like, you know what? This would be a great day to wear it. I'm not gonna have after today. I think we're supposed to be up to like the 50s and 60s, so I'm not gonna be wearing it much. Also, hi Richard, how you doing? Appreciate you popping in, man. Yeah, last breath. That's the same. Like, I think all the branches, they have that inter-branch rivalry, but you know, when it comes down to it, I think they've all got each other's back. Like, I think it's just jokes. How's my day been? It's been pretty good. We got our side panels, well, a side panel, roughed out. So this is the general idea for the side panel. Probably get a little closer so you can see the whole thing. But that's the general idea of it. I know that kind of blends in with the background, so I'll try to put my hat over here so you can see that side too. But initially, when I had it drawn out, I wasn't too sure about this edge being like it is. But I kind of like it. Yeah, it's got some nice grain. I like it. And both panels match. So I had to use a second board for this to make them wide enough, and the second board was flat sawn. So instead of hunting for another one that matched this, we just we took the flat sawn and put one in the center of each panel. So I think it'll look really good. Facts doesn't matter the branch. Mess with brothers and sisters in the army. In arms. We're around your effed. Hell yeah. Oh, you know what we can do? It has been well over 8 hours. So let's look at these hard wax samples. So this is the side of the maple. I know the maple really glares. This is the side that didn't have anything on it, right? Yeah, both ends do match. They're the same. Both outside pieces came from the same board, and the center pieces came from the same board. Hey, do it, man. Do it. If that's what you want to do, then get after it. So this is the side with no finish on it, right? This is our control side. This is the side with the wax on it. The hard wax, now that it's dried. And this is what our styles are. This is actually a cutoff from the styles that we have for the sides. Right? So this is only one coat. I'm not going to put a second coat on it, but I don't think it's really much more glossy at one coat without, polishing it or anything. But it does, I still think it highlights the curl just a little bit. Makes it more visible at different angles than the flip side. All right. Anyway, so that's the maple. Let me clean off all the dust. This is the black walnut. So this is our side that didn't have anything on it, right? No real curl on this one. And this is the side that has the wax on it, right? So this was a smoother piece. It was already sanded. So it's got a little bit more shine to it. It also had more hard wax oil on it. And there is... Let me get a good... Okay, so here is the difference in the two. Let me try to get... I don't know if you can see that or not. There. That's the difference in the two, this kind of line right here. Yeah, it did fill in the rough spots for a smoother finish, that's for sure. And it feels good. It feels good. And then this is the cherry that we have for the rails, actually. Curly cherry, right? A little bit of curl, not crazy. So this is the side with nothing on it. Not sanded, this is just plainer finish. And this is the side with one coat of the hard wax. So it's a little darker, not a whole lot. So I've never used this hard wax before, but I got it to try because it does say toy safe and food contact safe or something like that. And so I wanted to do a test coat on the 3 kinds of wood that we're using to see how it's going to look and how it's going to feel. And it feels good. Grass is getting freaky. That's what grass does. He is always freaky. Yeah, there's a definite difference between... Well, actually, this wasn't sanded. This was out of the jointer. Yeah, I see the jointer line. So this was a jointer finish. But Yeah, it does have a nice finish to it, a nice texture. Yeah, that's true, Richard. That's true. I have a black walnut tree in my backyard, and I'm struggling with cutting it down because it's not that big. It's only maybe 16 inches across, so I don't know how much of it is going to be the black walnut. But up the sides of it, it's got these kind of like burls. It's probably where branches had cleaved off of it over the years, and it grew around them. I've got 3 of them back there, and me and the neighbor are really tired of running over the fucking walnut things with the lawnmowers. But that one, I really want to take down and mill it and see what kind of wood I can get out of it. But I'm struggling with it because it's only like 16, 18 inches across. And I don't know how much of it's going to be sapwood versus heartwood. So, like, I'd hate to cut it down and find out that it's only 6 inches of heartwood because it's a young tree or something, But if I'm gonna cut them down, I at least want to use the lumber, right? I just hope that they're, pretty on the inside, so they can. At least cutting them down would be a worthwhile endeavor. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I like, did you guys see my piece of white oak that I picked up here? That's going to be it's going to be a coffee table. So this, I wonder if I can get it to show. I'll spray it with some alcohol. It hasn't been sanded or anything. It's just out of the... So I'm going to make 2 black walnut topped end tables. And then this is going to be a coffee table, white oak, with the feather. And I'm pretty sure that's from a crotch. But let me spray it with some alcohol real quick. You guys can you guys see that okay? It's going to be a coffee table, just one. But that is why, like, I was hemming and hawing about it that when I went to the lumber yard, and the guy came over and sprayed it with alcohol, and I was like, all right, let's do this. Like, let me see if I can get you guys a better angle here. Not of my roof. Like that I think that is going to be I think it's going to be a beautiful coffee table. It's not that big, so it's going to be kind of more for, maybe a smaller room, but that's going to be our next project. We're going to do them on lives. We better get at least 12 inches of heartwood. Hey, that's plenty of heartwood. Yeah, that's definitely a load it now piece. Once he sprayed it, I was like, all right, let's do this. Because it was like, what did I say? It was like $70 for that piece of wood. I mean, it's 8 quarters, 2 inches thick. So, but it's just white oak. But that, there's an airbase near your city. Eurofighter Typhoons out there. You scream at school? That's awesome. That's what she said. 12 is plenty. Watch it be butternut. The guy at the lumberyard said it was white maple or white oak. So I don't have any butternut that I can compare it to, but it does compare to my white oak that I have. So listen, whatever it is, it's going to make a gorgeous table. I hope. But it's going to be kind of small, and I think what I'm going to do, because it has a couple of cracks in it. Oh, my trees? No, they're definitely... Oh, they better not. No, they're black walnut. Yeah. Yeah, they're black walnut. The leaves match, and the fruit matches. You're going to mess with me. Now, in the spring, I'm going to be back here. I'm going to core one of the trees. See, an F-18? Nice. When where I lived down home, we were right near a National Guard base. And we could hear them on the shooting range because they would, you know, fly the Warthogs, the A-10s, and you could hear them. A very distinctive sound when they fire. Hey, Brian, how you doing, bud? Never been around butternut? Listen, I don't know what butternut looks like alive. I'm going to have to do some research, because if they are comparable, I'm going to be really annoyed. But I'm 95% sure these are black walnut. You have me all messed up. Cut it down. It's not going to be black inside. I'm going to be upset. You got a model of an A10? Nice. But, yeah, so I'm going to do, because it's got that little bit of cracking across it, across the feathering. So I'm going to do a little bit of epoxy work to it. And, oh, he's just saying hi. He's saying hi to you. Robert, I don't know. Last year we didn't get a whole lot. Last year we didn't get a whole lot, and I didn't pay attention to them. Look at that hat. Hell yeah. All these are your logo colors? Nice. Ernest must be over at Turner. Yeah, if Turner went live, he probably bounces back and forth. Fun at night watching the flare shows? Yeah, I enjoyed... So they would shoot between the two mountains down home. That was their bombing range and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. Just to listen to it. He is live? Okay. I'll be over there here in a little bit. Once it leaves out, use Google Lens on them. Yeah, I will. Because now he has me wondering if I mistakenly identified them as black walnut. I don't know what a butternut looks like. I don't think I've ever seen one. Yes, I will. If you guys don't know, Brian, Vineyard Farmhouse, he does a live every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And he's got, it's like a panel style live. He invites people up to chat, and there's a lot of different. I was in there last week, just hanging out. I've popped in a few times, but I've never actually chatted. I popped in on my other account, but I've never actually chatted with anybody. Just kind of hung out for a few minutes and then moved on to something else. But he's got there's a lot of makers in there. It seems like a really good chat. It's also called White Walnut. Yeah, LJ and Whack and Shack, yep. White walnut, huh? And now I wonder what the wood looks like on butternut. And I wonder if it grows around here. Maybe. Maybe I can find a new wood to work with. Some nights hands are too busy to comment. Yep. How proud am I to be an American on a scale of 1 to 10? 10. 100%. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. 69. Yeah, on my community page, like where you just type stuff for people, post pictures and stuff. I have a chat up, or I have a thing up there for people to comment, tell everybody a little bit about yourselves, and then, you know, it's a lot easier to go through that, I think, than to have people track down like comments and links in chat, especially in this, because mobile links don't work. So 11, yep. I'm in. I got my flag hanging. That's just one of them. I'm gonna put a big flag right there. It's gonna be a big flag hanging. Every piece of my not this hat, that's an original hat, but every piece of my apparel, every piece of my branded apparel has a flag on it. I've got a flag right here on my shoulder on my branded shirt. Robert's freaky. He's a youngin'. F-15s, you see him a lot. You know, I don't remember seeing a lot of stuff when I was a kid. I've seen the A-10s. I've been to the National Guard base. They have like a highway, you can drive through it. And then along that highway, there's, you know, different airplanes and pieces of equipment they have posted. No, not you, Robert. The UK guy. He's a young guy. And so I've seen the A-10s flying, and I've seen a bunch of helicopters, like various helicopters. But all the jets, they were usually too high up. You know, they fly way higher. They make a lot of noise, and then, you know, you're looking around and you don't see anything, and there's a dot over there because it's already gone. But have you been to Switzerland? I have not. But that guy that's making that that clock mechanism for us, for this project, not this project, the grandfather clock project. I can't remember, Switzerland or Sweden? I can't remember which one it is. But I'm really, really hoping that I can go pick it up. And they do a hard bang, it rattles the stuff in the cupboards. I believe it. I believe it. The military planes are no joke. They don't mess around. What are the helicopters that have the two propeller, or the two blades, front and back? Are they Chinooks? Or I don't, whatever they are. Those things, they would fly pretty low. And when them things, depending on how low they were, they would rattle just everything. Chinook? Alright. I thought I had that right. Not the other one that's like the vertical takeoff helicopter plane thing. Yeah. They would just rattle everything if they were low enough. I did get to see them carrying stuff underneath them a few times, but they never like flew over, you know, the house carrying anything. You just, if you were close enough to the National Guard base, you could see them playing out in the airport area. I say playing, probably training, right? In New York, you don't see the planes, but you can hear them. EF 2000 is really noisy. Nice. I don't know a whole lot about the UK planes. Really. Excuse me. Maya recommends Norway. Of course she does. Always trading for the military, yep. You know, I was only in Canada a few times. And I was only up to like Niagara Falls, right? On the Canadian side of the falls. So it was pretty nice. Okay, Janelle. That's perfect. Hey, Tom. How you doing? Hey, Alan. Thanks for coming, guys. Alan, let me show you this real quick. I will have to mow here probably in another 2 weeks. This is the rough shaping. Let me back up a little bit. It's not. I mean, obviously, it's just rough. I did move this up another inch so that I had a little bit extra height there, but that's the rough shape of it. What do you think? You like it? You good with it? West Coast Canadians are super nice. Their snack foods were top shelf. Hell yeah. We ran out of time. I had to switch grits on the belt, but then we ran out of time. Well, that's the end cap of the bassinet. Looks good? Perfect. So we switched to a lower grit. We had 80 grit to work it down. Switched to a lower grit, and then we ran out of time. Whew. That 80 grit takes away some material real quick. I'll be right back. Just a second, guys. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. Is it Friday yet? Oh, I wish. You like the blue belts? I don't know. This is the first time I'll be using them. Now, this I got from Amazon, so I don't have high hopes for them. But we'll see. Good deal, Brad. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's a... I hope it's going to work out. I think it'll work out. I mean, enough different creators and things on there, and kind of spread, I don't know, awareness to different channels, I think. Yeah, this will be the first time I'm using these blue belts. Usually I use just generic red belts. So we'll see. We'll see. I also don't know what the material is here. Like, I don't know if it's... Yeah, I don't know what the material is. But We shall see. I kind of want to turn it on real quick, just to play with it on this piece here. Seems alright so far. Garnet or gravel. It's probably just carbide. Or not carbide. What the hell is it? Aluminum oxide. Seems pretty nice. Now, the only... Like, some of you guys know, I'm sure, you can buy these, like, erasers, right? These are just PowerTech brand. And you can clean up the sandpaper, right? So you can take this out, like... So it cleans out the teeth, okay? So the only thing that I ever really use these for is for this, right? I mean, once in a while I'll use them on, you know, like my 5-inch sander, but very, very rarely. Like I'll use it if I'm sanding things that are painted, or I'm getting a lot of paint in them. Then I'll use these to kind of clean them out. Like you can see there's some black on there. That's what that's from. But it definitely helps extend the life of your paper. You know, it cleans out all the chips and stuff. Yeah, some stuff on Amazon is definitely worth buying. That's for sure, Alan. For sure. In fact, quite a bit. Oh, well, I gotta remember that is a thing. I had my sander sitting up here and the foam pad, like it leans back. So hopefully that flattens out on its own. I'll stick it upright now. I didn't think about that. 1 year ago, I haven't even taken out of the wrapper. You know, to be honest, I've seen people just go right through the wrapper. They don't even open it up, just right through the wrapper. I guess it ultimately doesn't matter. Plugs up the dust port a little. Dab it some warm water, it'll find its memory. Alright. I'll have to do that tomorrow. If it's not already puffed up. I'm kind of hoping that now that the weight's off of it, it just comes back. Since it's a new pad. But we shall see. I didn't even think about it when I put it up there. So it, you know, that sander, it'll lean to the back. And then I didn't even have an idea. It's like 40. It's currently about 38 degrees outside. Like we had snow most of the morning. It was just barely laying on the grass, but it was still snowing. Now, all the rest of this week and next week, we're supposed to be up to like the mid 60s, low 50s, mid 60s. So I figured might as well wear the hat Mrs. T made me. So I'm not gonna have many more days to wear it. Yeah. I kind of want to get a leather patch with my logo. Put it on here. Almost. Yeah, rub it in, Robert. Rub it in. Yes, she does. I like it. Sure, Richard. Boy. Do it and then teach you how to do it. Oh, the leather patch. I supposedly I can do leather on my laser. I don't know how to attach it to this, but stormed like crazy the last 2 days. So we had nice weather, like beautiful weather. Of course it is, Alan. Rat bastards. We had beautiful weather, and then we had a rainstorm come through, and right behind that was this. So, grommets. Yeah, I suppose. And then I would allow the hat to still flex. Because, you know, it's a knit hat, so it's not like a regular ball cap where it's not going to stretch out, really. This has to stretch to fit your head. But I do want to do some leather work with the laser. Just because I think it'd be cool. I'll get a sheet of leather. I'll order a couple sheets and play with it a little bit. But I am empty, so I'm going to let you guys go. In your upper 80s Friday and Saturday. Holy cow. When everyone will switch to the same measuring system. Yeah, that's right. We got the UK guy. We're talking about it being 30s, 60s, 70s, and we're talking Fahrenheit. He's over there like thinking we're boiling alive. I use millimeters once in a while. Very rarely, but I use them once in a while. Hopefully never. I'm too old to learn a new measuring system. I still have to Google the measurement difference. Yeah, 70 Fahrenheit's perfect. That's like, what? The Celsius system is what? 0 is freezing, and 32 is boiling for water? Is that how Celsius works? Maybe I'm off. I don't know. I feel like I heard this somewhere before. I don't know. I probably just made myself look like an idiot. No? Alright. Yep. I knew it. I knew I'd look like an idiot. See what happens when I try to remember things? Wow, that's much better. They cleaned the sawdust off my glass. I thought it was just really sawdusty in here. Clean the sawdust off my glasses, and boy, everything's real clear now. 32 is just a really hot day. 100. All right, 100 is boiling. Okay. All right. I knew there was a point there. Yeah. So when we say it's 70, if somebody's not using the Fahrenheit system, they think we're in the middle of a desert or something. Like Death Valley. Just boiling alive over here. You had to Google it? That's usually what I gotta do. But I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for an extra hour and shooting the breeze. You're at 98. Oh, we're 90. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go hang out over at Turner Fishing, Crappy Man Jigs, and chat with them guys for a little while. And then I'm going to go over to Vineyards Farmhouse and hang out with his live at about 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So y'all have a great night. We'll be live again. Tomorrow I might not be live right away. I have to run to the store and pick up some plywood. So we'll see. We may just pop up live. It's Thursday, so Turner doesn't live stream on Thursdays, so we'll probably pop up and at least chat and hang out. But everyone have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow. Is Crapman live? Yep. He's what's his channel or his at? If you Google or if you search Turner, Turner fishing with 2 G's, I believe, you'll get him. His logo looks like, this is a little dirty, but his logo looks like that. I know this is backwards, I'm sorry. That's what his logo looks like. Real CMJ. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great night. See y'all later. You too, Palpin. Have a giggity day.